Hey, hello, folks.
Killing me.
We were having a little technical problems there in my head, but we thought that would be good just to get you. Where are they? Where are they? We've never delayed our program. How you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Hey, wait a minute. This is just coming back to me. I thought we were having a guest
Yeah,
appearance.
we were going to, but you forgot, so.
I forgot. What I forget? I'm
You
here.
forgot to ask me this morning.
Oh, right. My fault,
Yeah,
folks. I'll
all your
remember
fault.
after next week. I'm John Zidar. This is Taylor. She goes by Taylorish. We are here to talk to you about stocks you're interested. We're here on behalf of Penny Boys, the Discord group who trades everything. I don't care what it is: sports betting, crypto tokens, blue chip stocks, OTC, penny stocks. They do it
Options.
all. We've
Yep.
got chat over there. We've got tips over there. We've got education over there. A lot of it's free. Some of it you pay for. Do what you will. But we'd love to have you over there. And that's why we do this. I'm in the penny stock section, in case you didn't know that already. So we've got a lot of comments over here already. Jimmy Jean, I think you've had too much coffee, my friend. Kiki, you better believe we're going to look at ATXI. I just covered that one yesterday in my video. Good timing, right? Samuel, I would love to look at game, except that is nowhere even close to a penny stock, my friend. I looked, it was $14. I was thinking, well, if this is just on the outskirts, maybe. I know game's one to talk about, but not on this show. Sorry, pal. Um, Thebes won. Paul Texera. I'm not going to use your last name, Paul. We're just going to call you Paul. Stocks Wizard. All right. I have got these tickers that you've already given me here, Velmore. I do have yours. Hello, JZZI. I thought you wanted ELRA. We'll see if we can squeeze that one in. I thought you were saying hi to me, JZZI. I don't know why I thought that was my name. Okay, let's jump on into this, folks. I've got these all lined up. Taylor, you going to take care of the button for me?
Oh, sure.
I got this one. Don't hit it. Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
I'm not. I'm looking at something else.
We are going to take a look at AITX. She had a hot day today. I am invested in this one. I've been invested in it for quite a while. She's had a long downtrend for a while here. And here recently, she's made a comeback. She had some big news come out. AITX Artificial Intelligence Technologies finished today at just over a half a penny at about 23.5% gains. She's on the pink tier. She's current. We've got one validated piece of information, transfer agent verified. We would like to see verified profiles when you're trading pinks, folks. You don't get any validated information with pinks. Transfer agent verified, verified profile, that's it. So we like to get as much as we can get. So what does this company do? They deal with robots, security style. Now, I just covered this company yesterday when we were looking at the news. One of the pieces of news was talking about a health monitoring tool that they had. And I had not read the news. I had just seen the headline and I thought, ooh, they're getting into the health sector. Wrong answer. It's health for their robots. Rupert checks the health of each of the robots. So it had nothing to do with health sector. But they do have a lot of news going on right now. And the big thing is that they've been doing a lot of business. They've been selling a lot of units, a lot of robots. They put out a news press, whether it be one robot or 10. They put out a news press every single time. So there's no reason to not know what they're doing. But their money comes from subscriptions. All the programming, the AI that is attached to every robot is paid for on a monthly basis. So the more units they sell, the more money they make. Well, they came out with a piece of news the other day about their biggest client. I think it could just be one of their clients, is going to be paying them about $3 million over the next year in subscription fees. And they are still buying more. So the volume today was big. We went from 45 million shares up to 170 million shares. Share structure for the company is really high. 7.7 billion shares outstanding. Insiders have 16 million of those. We get 7.6 billion. It's high. Not only does that keep your shareholder value down, now we're not going to worry about that because she's running. You can make a profit no matter how many shares there are, but you need a lot of volume to get the stock to move. But more importantly, it's screaming reverse split. At some point in time, that's too many shares. Unless you're Exxon Oil and have done 16 forward splits, that's too many shares. So sooner or later, and I'm expecting, this is what I've seen over and over again, and that's why I'm saying it, when they start to have some success, when the stock starts to run and crest a penny, at that point in time, you could see a reverse split. And I don't know if the company's ever announced one. They may have had a meeting 8 months ago, shareholder meeting, and approved it. And they said it's at management's discretion and it'll happen whenever they think best. And they won't tell you. You'll just wake up and, what happened? How come I didn't see this in the news press? Because they told us 8 months ago when it was approved. They don't have to tell us again. So it could be important for me even to see if they've mentioned that, had any shareholder meetings. Market cap for the company's at 33 million. Financials. Now, this is what it's all about. Their financials haven't been showing a lot of growth here. You can see they were back at 260,000 in 2020. We're up to 1.3 million in February of this year. And we're roughing it around $350,000. And they are taking home profits. It just isn't a lot of money. Looking at the balance sheet, we got 1.5 million cash and cash equivalents. Total assets, 7.4 million. Total liabilities is heavy. We're like 6 times their assets at 41 million. So we're holding deficit. Now, folks, stockholder equity, this is what the company is worth. So basically, you can take the outstanding share count, divide it into that number, and that would be roughly what your shares are worth. Roughly. Well, that's going to be a negative number, isn't it? That's the problem here. So we've got to get revenues coming in. So this is what is going on. And I can put this into a nutshell for you. The reoccurring monthly subscription fees are going to be adding up fast. They tell us here they have got this one deal that is going to be bringing in $100,000 a month. They have their single current client bringing in $3 million. And I want to read this one to you. This one single client has already bought 140 devices. They have already put out 20% of them. It's a small factory. What they need to do is get another factory. They're starting to do a lot of business. When they get all 125 devices out, they will be making $250,000 a month. They expect that he's going to be buying more units. That is going to add an additional $25,000 a month. So go back to your financials here. Where are we at? Right there. Looking at our quarterly, we're at $386,000 a quarter. So you're looking at $130,000 a month. Well, they just said $250,000 a month, $100,000 a month, and $25,000 a month. That's $375,000 a month when we're doing $130,000, and that's with their $130,000 on top of it. So we're tripling, quadrupling our revenues, and they expect this money to be coming in the next few months, the end of this quarter and the beginning of the next quarter. That's going to be a huge change. That's why it's running. They're getting value, and we're going to be changing that shareholder equity over. I don't think there was any other news. That's what it is all about.
Was there anything from June 5th?
Jump on that chart, hon. I want to see this.
Hey, was there anything from June 5th?
June 5th.
Yeah.
Let's see if our news goes back that far. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. This is nope, didn't go back like on that one. Let's check our disclosures. They go back infinite, as far back as the company does. Wow, they got a lot of them here. What was the exact date, Taylor?
Like June 5th, Monday, June 5th, or maybe the Friday before on June 2nd.
All right, there we've got June. Yes, June 5th. Yeah, we got an 8K.
Okay.
The 8K is other events, press release, relisted. ATIX Robotic Assistance prepares Rad Dog 2 LE launch as its introduction on Fox Entertainment Stars on Mars approaches. So it looks like they were going to air this dog, this robot dog that they got. I was watching videos. They just came out with a corporate release. I think it's like an hour and a half long. They talk about every single piece of device they've got and what they can do. And they said the Rad Dog made a big impression on the people who were watching it. So this was obviously on TV. And anytime you talk about a company on TV, you normally get a jump. So I'm presuming you saw a jump on that day?
Yep. Yeah. We'll
all right, show us.
Okay. So here's June 5th. This is what happened. See, huge amount of volume coming in. A little bit right before. That's why I asked, like, maybe
Yeah.
Friday. So someone knew something because
Yeah.
here it's coming up already the Tuesday before, and then okay, then it just rockets. So, I drew a couple of lines here, and it kind of like looked like it was support up there before it started to run. Now it's
Yes.
turned into resistance here. So
Yes.
I'm kind of looking. There was something else that scared me. Now you mentioned a reverse split. I looked back, 2020, we had a 1 to 10,000 reverse split. That's pretty high.
Yeah. Pretty.
So
That'll wipe out your share count down to
that,
7.
yeah, that'll do it. So yeah, so just looking at this overall, it looks, kind of like a lot of the other ones I've seen.
I agree.
We're kind of hitting something, and then we'll get a big bounce, but it
Yeah.
doesn't hold it. It comes back down. We get some more volume. We come back up, but we're not seeing higher highs here either. All right, so
Mm-mm.
there's something that's not.
Yep.
It's actually, we're going. This is a downtrend, but it
Yes,
did
it
have a
is.
good day today. If you go to like the 15-minute, for example, I mean, that looks pretty amazing considering, especially that right here we're at 0019. Okay. So we hit a high today of 0061. That's over 200% gains. Okay. So it has been running a lot, and it's still moving in after hours. If you just see that right there, you can see it.
Yes, yes,
Um,
she is. She's breaking out over that 50. That's what I was watching for.
yeah. So, I mean, it is still moving. Jeez. I mean, I don't know enough about the company and its catalyst to say one way or another. I'm not one to like just take a chance on
Well, to
something.
be honest, I agree
'Cause
with you. The chart shows lower highs. It is
mhm.
showing a downtrend. She is
Yeah,
breaking out right now, but she's going to need a
right.
lot of oomph because what's your 4 hour look on that chart?
This is it.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's going to take some oomph to really get that 200 level. She could break out of it in spite of it. But these stocks here on the OTC, we've been moving. It's like every week we find a new stock to run to its heights, and then everybody just leaves it and finds another one. And it
Yeah,
runs to heights and then stops. So it's not like I'm expecting this to just continue. We never do.
I can see
However,
that.
we're day traders. We're looking for runs. We're not investing at this point. As an investment, this may be a good
Right.
company down the road, but that's a whole different due diligence study. We're looking at the
Yeah,
why
if
is it
you're
running?
looking for a runner that's going to continue, this is probably not the one. I'll tell you why, because this right here is the weekly. Look at this. We're going lower, 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 lower highs, all this. So this is this isn't good to like, swing. So like you said, day traders, yeah, this is probably good for day trading. Jumping in when there's a lot of volume and getting out is just my opinion personally. I mean, not saying do it or not do it. Um, but you saw the chart from the like higher time frame chart, and you can tell that it's yeah,
She has a chance of breaking out. I own
yeah,
it. And I won't pump a stock just because I own it, folks. I'm a realist. It is what it is. Let's just face the truth. I've been married
yeah,
a couple of times, and that's just the easiest way to deal with life. Yeah.
right. And
So
I'm not gonna say anything great about it just because you're holding it either. I'm just giving my opinion. You can take it or
But the
leave it.
bottom line is that the revenues are starting to come in. The next couple of months, we
Yeah.
should see, and that's what they say in the news press. We should see the revenues in the next couple of months. So they're going from 386 to, oh goodness, it could be up to over 1 million a quarter, which is what we need to see so that we can change our shareholder equity. Right now, we're holding a bag, whether we like to admit it or not. We are in deficit. What, 41 million or something like that. So we've got to fix that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Blah,
Next.
blah, blah. This is, let's find it. Oh, right. We've got another one that deals with robots here, folks. This is Nightscope. This is a different type of robot, and they're getting a lot of business from police departments. These are actually out in the cities, up and down the beaches. But one of their primary products, here's a variety of what they've got. One of their primary products is this blue pole right here, this light tower. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because they've just had news come out about this pole. This pole, it's an emergency pole. You used to see these on the expressway and it had a phone on it. That was good for you. You could reach out to somebody, but this does a lot more than that. One, it's got a camera. It's got solar power, so they don't have to plug it in anywhere. It's got a connection so you can reach out to people, but it can also reach out to you. Has a flashing light so it can be seen. And they have just incorporated, as you're going to see in the news, shot. How do I put this? How do they put it? That's the way we'll do it. How do they put it? They put it as automated gunshot detection. The AI,
What
if
in
a
the world?
bullet is shot anywhere, vertically, horizontally, it can find it in the 3D world and tell you where that shot came from. Folks, that's head and shoulders above what we got right now. We can go exactly to where that bullet came from and at least see if someone's been hurt or a crime is going on. So it is pretty decent. So let's get some basic information about the company here. Starting off with her relative volume. She jumped today a little bit, going from 900,000 to 1.1 million. Share structure on the company, we got 75 million outstanding. Don't know what the float is. Could be up to 75 million, could be a lot less. Market cap 45 million. Price, let's not overlook that. She finished today at 63.5 cents and she had a positive day. She was up almost 6%. And I'm going to presume this sort of company is on the NASDAQ. So they don't tell me over here anymore. They just say no tier.
It is
But,
NASDAQ.
cool. Financials. All right, let's see what they're doing relative to AITX. A lot of people say, oh, these two companies should merge. That's or they're competitors. So let's see what they're doing. Well, they're making more money. I can see that right off the bat. Over the last 4 years, 3 years, they were doing just about 3.5 million, jumped up about 2 million here in 2022. Quarterlies, steady growth going on there. Every quarter is getting bigger and bigger. Well, they did drop a little bit this last one, down to 3.3. But the big deal here is they were losing money all along the way here. The more they made, the more they were losing. 3.3 million in that year. But they've turned the corner here. It's not much, but they're making money now. They're not losing money. That's important. Balance sheet. Cash in the bank, cash equivalents, 4.7 million, 25 million in assets. Only 15 million in liabilities. We've got some other math here. Normally I would just subtract that. We'd be 10 million up. But we've got other things here to consider. Capital surplus, retained earnings. I'd have to jump in a little deeper, but they've done the math. They say we're down deficit of 25 million, which is better than AITX right now. So again, both of the companies are down. Revenues are the important thing. We got to get the revenues up. Disclosures, we got anything over here? We got a most recent 10Q. That's your best place to do your DD. Forget about going to any search engine. I mean, you're going to waste your time going from page to page, getting a piece of information at a time. Looks like we've got a problem here.
What do you mean?
Yes, we do. They've been under $1 for too long. Too long here was 31 days. 31, not 6 months. 31 days, they were under $1, so they got slapped. They've been told by the NASDAQ, you got to get your price up over $1 by April 23rd, 2024, or you're going down to the OTC. So that's something that is sitting on their shoulders right now. We're at 64 cents. If it keeps pushing up, she should be able to break it, but she's got to stay over $1 for 10 days. She has to close. She can dip during the day, but at the end of the day, she has to be over $1 10 days straight, and then she's out of hot water. The very next day, she could go back under $1 and stay there for too long, and it would just start the process all over again. So we got to get those 10 days under our belt before April. Let's see, was there any other news over here I did want to share with you? Seems to me there was. Yeah, they're doing lots of business, just like AITX. They're selling their robots to lots of different people. Nightscope's Q3 results reflects a 198% increase year over year. And they had that automated gunshot detection, which they're now incorporating into all of those blue towers. That's going to be part of it. So this is another company just like AITX. They're doing good business. I'm sure they're running on subscription base too. I didn't read that anywhere. They haven't mentioned it anywhere. Maybe they're not. It's just a presumption. So let's take a look at the chart for KSCP now.
Okay. So
Okay.
I just kind of looking around a little bit at the levels. This hasn't been around that long. 2022 is the first I've
Okay.
seen of it. So I was looking down here. This was the lowest that I can find is about 36, 37 cents. And then the most recent high was about 224, and that was this past summer. So something went on this summer where it just got a ton of volume out of nowhere, went from about 37 cents all the way up to 225 in a matter of like from June 26th until the 17th of July. So maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, that was a heck of a run right there. And then we've just kind of tapered off. But you know what? It kind of looks like a little wedge we're kind of forming here. So it's going to need a lot of volume to be able to break out. And I know I say that about all of these, but it's true. Let me switch to my Josh here real quick. I mean,
Yeah,
it
volume
does.
is the problem. No doubt about
It,
that.
it is, yeah. I mean, we're going to need that if we want another one of these, right? We got to get over $1, and that's right here. I went ahead and marked it right here. It's this orange line. So we got to get over this orange line. If you can see that from the chart, this is the daily. That means we're going to have to get over all of these EMAs. So all of them. So we're down here at 62 cents. Um, we're going to get over $1 and stay there. Um, we're
I
going to
really
need
can't find any reason
catalyst.
for why she was running in that period. They paid off a little bit of debt. They had an insider sale. That wasn't looking too good. So I don't know why she had heat. I'm missing something.
I'm not sure either. They did. I was looking back at their earnings. They did report the last couple of earnings. The one from August, period ending in June was good earnings, good revenue. So it's more than they're estimating for this. So that could have been something. Maybe they were excited that they're reporting something. I don't know. I have no idea. So it just says green because it just met the estimates. Okay, so nothing really happened there. Um, there's another one coming up in February, so hopefully that will give it the jump that it needs to get over $1 and stay there. I'm not sure, but right now
It doesn't look good at all. It looks
it
like
does not.
no, she's got a ways to go before she needs another good poke through that 200 to get that 200 to stop falling.
Yeah,
Until she
and
gets over it a little bit and pushes it, it's
it
just going to keep
has
coming
to.
down.
It
I see
has
it
to
coming
get
down to
over
that
that.
resistance you got there, that support.
Yeah. It could definitely come back here. If it breaks this though, I mean, who knows what it could do? They they might have to reverse split it or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
Right.
um,
She's not looking good at this point in
it's
time.
it's headed to the OTC market if it doesn't get it has needs to get above and stay above this orange line, right? So this is $1. And
Yeah.
let's look at
Yep.
let's
Yep.
look at the 1 hour and see what we're looking at. Maybe there's a little bit of hope on a lower time
Right.
frame.
She is showing signs of wanting to break out, changing the trend. It is possible.
Uh-huh.
The technicals look strong.
On the 1 hour, yeah. Looks
Yeah,
looks a
yeah.
little
Yeah,
better.
we pick our charts. Pick the one that looks best.
I mean, I'm not gonna just try to find this like something amazing here.
No, she looks like
Man,
she
it
could
just
give us another pop, but
yeah.
a continuation doesn't look like anybody wants to give continuations right now.
I don't know what's going on at the end of this day, but it just kind of. I guess we're trading in after hours trading apparently because it's still moving. So we came down for the day's high from 65 cents down to 62. So we'll see. It might just continue to fall. Um, See, these are like weekly candles. You can see this is what I see a lot, where there'll be like one big green candle and then the rest of them are just red.
Yeah, and the weekly candle, I don't know if I
So
don't think
that's
many
why this
OT
isn't.
I only go
Yeah,
back a year. The only time I'll go back to the 3 years when I can't find any historical price points to put a resistance in. But to look to see where has it been for 3 years, I'm a day trader. The 3 year view is just a little too much for me. So
well, I
normally
like
I
to go
look,
back and see what's been going on. I like to see
oh, I
what has
get it.
been making
I
it
get it.
move, and
But as a day trader, you can only suck up so much information. And if you're going to look at 100 stocks, you got to draw a line somewhere. In 3 years, that's beyond my realm. 1 year is as far as I like to look because the weekly chart really isn't going to change my trade tomorrow.
no,
Tomorrow,
no, it
as a
wouldn't.
day trader, it really isn't going to help me to look at a weekly chart. So, unless I'm
Right.
going for resistance points, which I count on them, then absolutely. I'm not saying the 3 year chart don't matter. A 20-year chart matters. if that's where you got to get your resistance and your supports from.
Yeah, okay, so I don't love this. I mean, we could be looking at like
I
a
don't
wedge
either.
pattern that it's just going to need something to break out, like just like everything else. But as of now, we're on a
Nada.
downtrend, clearly. Okay.
So we got a thumbs down on this one. Cisco and Ebert agree. Thumbs down. All right. Next one is Belmore's. I actually got this one from Twitter. She didn't say to look at it. She just said, "What do you think about it?" So I just kind of read between the lines, Belmore. So this is Elra, ticker ELRA, Elra Resources. This is a blockchain crypto gaming technology company that provides online crypto casinos and crypto gaming technology to online crypto casino operators.
Hmm.
So you can use your crypto to gamble instead of your money. Elra finished the day at 0008, about 15% gains. She's on the pink. She's got both of those verified pieces of information. Looking good. So let's get some information about the company first here. Volume dropped a lot. She dropped from 8 million down to about 2 million shares today. Share structure, another real high one. Outstanding share count is 4.2 million. Insiders got close to a million, 845, close to a billion, 845 million shares, leaving us with a measly 3.3 billion shares in the float. Ouch. Another company that is screaming reverse split sometime. You just know it's going to happen. When? That's always the question. Market cap 2.9. What am I reading there? 2.9 billion. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's 2.9 billion. Am I reading that right? There are 3 zeros that go on the end of that. No, there's not. 2. I got to remember where we're at. Those zeros get me. They do. You go to so many sites, you got to look. Do they want me to add zeros? Every now and then I have a brain fart. So we're at 2.9 million. Financials for Elra. Are they making any money with their crypto gambling? Not yet. Not a penny in the bank. All right, they got money in the bank. They got about 559,000. Total assets is only 759,000. Whoa, got a lot of liabilities for a blockchain business. 16, right? There's 3 zeros here, 16 million. So we are down like 15 million on shareholder equity. None of the companies we looked at right now have any positive shareholder equity. All right, let's see what I've got here for our catalyst. Elray Resources and Kings of Sport announced strategic joint venture to launch Kings of Sport Casino. That came out 2 days ago, and their most recent news up to that point was all the way back in December. Elray Resources acquires online casino crypto technology. They tell us here that the newest deal they made with Kings of Sport is to launch the Kings of Sport Casino, which is licensed in Caraco and expected to globally operate in 15 countries. I do believe the Caraco license covers a whole bunch of countries. So you get that one license, you're in all these other countries. Don't remember exactly which ones they are. The casino will incorporate Elray's innovative crypto casino, sports betting technology, and exciting gaming content to provide a single wallet solution for customers to utilize crypto and traditional currencies in sportsbook markets and online casinos. So you're going to be able to use your money and your crypto as well. And this other company, let's see, the crypto technology company will enable Elray to build and supply full turnkey crypto technology systems into online crypto gaming operators. Sounds to me like it's white label sort of. They got a package deal. All you got to do is put it in your program and you can have people gambling on these games and you're going to make money on it. And they've got that to sell. So they're into crypto gambling. Was there anything in disclosures that might set this thing off? Qualified. Isn't that, I think that's like a fact. 1A positive. Are they putting more shares on the market? I hate all these bald. Well, there's a 23G1. There you go. I knew it. They're putting more shares on the market. Like, come on, they don't have enough already. And look at that. It's a billion more shares, folks. A billion.
What?
Yes. God, 1, 2. Yes, it's a billion more shares. These zeros are just making me dizzy. So what's that going to take our float up to now? 8 billion? No, 5 billion, and that's probably going to fall down here to us. So 4.3 billion. So that's just taking away shareholder value. I'm not crazy about that. And when did that come out? When did that find that form hit? That was on, let's make sure it's in the right date. Forget about that. Look at all of them. They're all from 2022. Somebody out there was screaming that it's 2022. Don't look at it. You're right. My bad. All right. Really, all we got then is the chart. And being a 000, I'm hoping we're not just going to see barcodes.
Um, it's kind of barcodey, not too bad. Okay, you beat me to it. So,
I did.
so here
Oh,
we
that doesn't
see it
look bad.
again. We see it again though. We got these lower highs on this daily chart. So I don't love that, but whatever. So with we have not seen above 0009 since last December. So just so everyone's aware. And we kind of got there today. So that's why I like to go back, because if I'm looking at this, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, but is this resistance or what? So I like to go back and, okay, this is what happened. Oh, I mean, I was looking at it a little bit ago, way back here, and I was like, well, here's a Head and Shoulders, and it has just completely gone. This is why I like to look at this. Do you see this? We're way up here at, 005s, and now we're down here at 000. Okay, so that's why I like to look at this. Like, what has been going on? We have not seen over above 0009 since December. Right here. This is the last time we saw it. That's crazy to me.
You've got a
So,
strong support there. If she can break that, we might see another spike.
yeah, there could be like a squeeze or something. I don't know if these things are heavily shorted. I don't know.
Oh, yes. I don't
Okay,
know
so
about the 000s, but the OTC are shorted. A lot of
okay.
people say it's not worth it, but let me tell you what, they are shorted.
Yeah. So I marked these lines off just because they were, it was hitting this. I just wanted to see what was going on. This is 0003. This line is 0005. This is 0007. Here's 0009. So there is what has been going on. So I mean, I guess if you were seeing this consolidation for the last, 6, 7, 8 months, then you might have up been like, okay, maybe it's going to squeeze and run, because it's been consolidating between 0003 and 0005 for a while, and it just kind of broke out. And it didn't even really have that big of an increase in volume, to be honest. It's just been running. So, um, I don't know. I might look into it if we can get above this, but for me personally, I probably wouldn't until I saw something that's going to tell me it's going to run some more besides just this, because it's not telling me that I don't see any signs of it running. Do you? I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I just see
Well,
it
the
hitting
only
that.
thing I would say, that one chart you were just on, uh,
Mhm.
you've got those huge red spikes coming down really down deep. And I'm right at the very end, right at the current time of the day. At the end of our day there, you got those big red spikes that go down. Now, let me see. You're on what chart?
This is the 15-minute now, because I just
Go,
wanted to see what it's been doing the last, like, what it looked like.
what's it look like on the hourly?
Okay, so hourly looks like this.
Yeah, right there. Those big red spikes that go through the 50. They were
Yeah.
way up there, came down, came back up. To me, that looks like it's what I call support structure. When
Okay.
you go down deep into the ground, you're supporting a bridge, you put a pillar down, you bury it deep into the ground so it's going to hold your building. When I see these big red bars go through a strong SMA with a long wick down deep and then come all the way back up over that strong SMA, I see it as a support for another growth. So to me, I think she's bouncing off of that 50 right now. I would be looking for a bounce, but then I'm a bullish person. I'm always looking for the growth.
Yeah.
And I got the balance partner here. Taylor's
I mean,
watching for those dips. She's watching. She doesn't want to lose what she's got.
I mean, anything's possible. I don't love it. I'm just gonna be honest.
Fair enough.
Um,
Fair enough.
we're gonna have to see some more volume in here or something, because
Oh,
right
well,
now
there's
it's
no
just
doubt
kind of,
there.
yeah.
I'll take the
Anyway,
volume. Absolutely.
yeah.
Outside of that, a few buyers can make a stock do silly things. So She's in a position. She's showing she's already bouncing off the 50. She's
Mhm.
got a couple of green bars going. So she's at least worth a watt. Doesn't look
Mhm.
like she's tumbling off the edge anywhere. So I'd keep my eye on her if you
For
like her.
sure. Worth a watch, for sure.
Did you notice there? I made a mistake, Taylor.
Hmm. On what?
Kiki did not ask.
I saw that in the chat while you were talking, but I didn't say anything. It was
I,
we had already finished it by the
boy,
time I saw it.
between zeros and dyslexia, I don't know what's going on today.
We had already covered it by the time I saw it, so I didn't say anything, but yeah.
All
We
right.
did the
So
wrong
what I'm going to do here, I am going to jump into that one right now, Kiki. I don't
ATXI.
want to put you at the end of the queue. Didn't have a head start to look at it, though you gave me a head start. I just never had a chance. So we're looking at ATXI. They do not work with robots. This is Avenue Therapeutics. I'm going to presume that they work with drugs, but you can't tell by the name. There's a lot of companies that keep names after a merger. This company is at 21 cents right now, roughly, with just over 21% gains today. It says no tier here, but I know she's on the major exchange. So let's get some basic information about the company first. Let's go for our relative volume.
It's on the NASDAQ, by the way.
Wow. Well, she had a lot of volume today, so something must have happened. She went from under 500,000 to about 15.5 million. So we had a huge jump. Share structure, yay, we've got one that's bearable. Look at this, 8 million outstanding. So we've got a low float right off the bat. Whatever the float is, even if it's a maximum of 8 million, we've got ourselves a low float. Also got a very low market cap. That's not great on the major exchanges. That could be a problem. I don't know where the criteria lies there, but we're down at 1.4 million. Financials for ATXI, we got nothing coming in. Nothing coming in. So this tells me if they are a pharmaceutical company, they're probably research and development. Haven't got any products, not making any revenues, meaning that they're paying all their employees and they're having to pay for all the research. They are spending money constantly. And they are either getting that money from big investors or they're getting it from us, the little investors. Cash and cash equivalents, 1.5 million. They got 1.6 million in assets and they're at 7 million in liabilities. So we're holding 5.3 million deficit in this company as well. Let's see what we have here for Catalyst. What's going on? They just reported third quarter financials, and I haven't had a chance to go through this. Let me see. Phase 1b/2a clinical trial remains on track. That's good. Bear 101 preclinical data accepted for presentation at American Epilepsy Society. Agreement reached with the U.S. FDA on study design and analyst approach for phase 3 safety study of IV tramadol, and raised 5 million in gross proceeds from a public equity offering. Public equity offering. So they needed more money. They just sold $5 million worth of shares, put them on the market. Thank God we're still a low float, but that's where they're getting their money right now, from the little investors. We would like to see them get them from direct offerings, something where a big whale comes in and just gives them a lot of money. So what do they say here? Well, you're not going to see anything about financials, right? I mean, they're spending money. So what you would be looking for is how much they've been spending. Down here, they start telling you that they've had a decrease, cash equivalents. They fell a little bit. So we want to see if they were losing money. Expenses were 0.9 million compared to 0.2 million. So they're spending more money. But whenever you start advancing your phase trials, you're going to spend more money. It costs more money. It can cost over $1 million a month to do these phase trials, and they go for years. So it takes a lot of money. So we've got lots of information here if you're interested in all that. So what does the company do? I'm presuming they're in drugs. Avenue Therapeutics is a specialty pharmaceutical company focused on the development and commercialization of therapies for the treatment of neurological diseases. The company is currently developing 3 assets. AJ201, first-in-class asset for spinal and bulbar muscular atrophy. Bear 101, an oral small molecule selective GABA A23 receptor, whatever that is. And then their IV tramadol, which is in phase 3 clinical development for the management of acute postoperative pain in adults. So there you go. I don't think we have anything else here, but we'll take a look over at that news. Did they have anything else here? Public offering. Where's that? That's still October. Pricing of units, shares, buyer shares. No, we don't have any real news here. Disclosures. Oh, how about this? This is a big investor. An SG13 tells you if somebody's come in, bought enough shares, they now own a percentage of the company. They have voting rights. They can control the direction of the company. They have say so. It says Robert Davidow. He just bought himself a little over 1 million shares. He owns himself 14.5% of the company. And they'll give you some information down here if you want it, but that's what we want to see. So now they've gotten money from us and they've gotten money from a big investor as well. A Form 3 tells you the stance of the insiders, how many shares they own if you want to know that. We've got an 8K here. This is material change. These can be pretty good. Uh-oh, this don't look good. It's a NASDAQ reach out. They are telling the company they are not in compliance with the stockholders' equity. I told you it was negative. You can't do it on the NASDAQ. You can get away with it on the OTC, but not the NASDAQ. And they are supposed to be no less than 2.5 million. And what did we see it at? Let me see here. Financials, jumping over to the balance sheet on the quarterly, coming down. We're at 5.3 negative, and we got to be at 2.5 positive. So they've got 7.58 million that they've got to move. That's a lot. What happens if they don't fix it? They go down to the OTC market. When do they have? Have they been given a deadline? Normally they give you 6 months. This may just be the first tap on the shoulder, letting them know, which will continue to trade. All right, right there, right. They've just been told. They've just been made aware that NASDAQ is watching. So they're getting close to being in hot water now. And it looks like, I don't know, unless they start making money, how the only way you can do that, I don't know. I don't know how they can do that outside of bringing in revenues. I would have to do some research. There's not a lot of ways to change stockholder equity unless you get a hold of more assets one way or another. And that's not an easy thing to do. I don't think we had anything else here to look at. Was there anything past that 8K? Well, there was one more 8K. What? Did you see something on the chart, Taylor?
No, just the most recent thing from Wednesday. Oh, yesterday. That was when this big run happened.
We had a run on this stock, eh?
Well, I guess that's what you're looking at. A
Go
little
ahead
bit.
and show us.
Well,
Does it
a,
look like there's much more?
okay. When I say run, okay, wait till you see. Okay,
I'm
so
looking. We got you.
that's not the right one. There we go. I'm supposed to be controlling this, okay? So here's our big run, okay, right here. This was our big run. As you can see,
Well, okay, but you're on what? The 4-hour chart?
4 hour. Okay, so I'm
Okay,
gonna zoom
take
in.
that down to a 15
I'm
minute. I bet
doing
it
it.
looks like a run.
I
Oh,
just
but
want
that's
everyone.
also a bad dip
It
afterwards, isn't
did.
it?
That's what I'm saying. We come right back
Yeah.
down to where we started. All right.
Uh,
That's why I'm kind of like, all right, don't get too excited here. Um, so here we kind of touched this low of approximately 17 cents, give or take, and it did come back down right to it. Look, there it is, right there. Um, well, that's pretty cool, though. It did come right back down and tested it again, so maybe it'll come back up. So I kind of see like all these others, kind of like a little wedge here. It could be breaking out of that, honestly. I mean, if we go by this and we touch all these lines like we've been taught, um, it does look like it's kind of breaking out of it, maybe a little.
I know I say this a lot, but doesn't that look like a cup and handle?
Oh, right here, yeah, it kind of does actually.
It's already come up to the very
I
top.
see that. I like this one here. This
Yeah,
looks
and the
good.
handle's coming down
And we
already.
can
It
just
tapped the
go.
top. So
Yeah, it is
just
coming down.
because of
So,
that setup, I'd be watching it because she looks like she
whoops.
could do one of those weird jumps.
It could
And,
for sure.
and your technicals down at the bottom of the screen are all pointing up now.
Yeah, all of them are all the yeah, because I gotta adjust them when the oscillators are all over the place. So this is a pretty classic cup and handle. I mean, it's a little. I mean, they're never perfect, but that
Well, you
actually
can
looks
see
good.
the
Good
wick.
catch on that.
The
It
the
is
wick
coming back
did go
down.
all the way up.
I like this. Yeah. It does look like it's kind of trying to break out, but when I look at the past, but that could actually be a good thing because we could say, we're all the way down here. Look how much room we have left to run because look where we were just like last year. We were bouncing up here. We were at um we were over $1 in August. August was not that long ago. 3 months? I mean,
Right.
3 months ago,
Right.
we were over $1. Now we're way down here at 20 cents. So, I mean, this could be something you want to take a chance on. These technicals look pretty good. But when you look at the overall picture, not so great.
And we got to
Um,
keep that in mind as well. The stock is at 21 cents. How
mhm.
long has she been under $1? And is she going to get slapped for that next?
It has been under $1 since August. That's the last time I saw it over $1.
Yeah, and the
Um,
last stock they hit for 31 days. Well, that's more than 31 days. So, I mean,
yeah,
these
because here's a
stocks are getting
dollar
slapped
August.
around by the NASDAQ and kicked down. I mean, you can
Yep.
watch every day, see more stocks accumulating on the OTC. We were at 12,200 at the end of last month. We're now at 12,500 stocks. That's like another 300 stocks that have been kicked off the major exchange, thrown down to the OTC in case you haven't been watching.
I don't know if this could happen again, but last year they had a stock split and that made it go completely bonkers.
They
And it
don't have
just
enough, do they? They've got 8 million and they just did a public offering.
they did
So,
this reverse split, whatever. So
geez,
that was last year though. So that was last September. So it's been a little
what
over
a
a
mess.
year. And it dropped like a rock after that. I mean, look where we were. We're in the two, three, four, five. If you keep scrolling up, I swear it goes to seven. But I'm not going to do that to y'all. We're way down here now. So there's your run.
Look
But
at the
look at this
volume.
volume. Yeah, the volume is insane. This is the daily volume. So as you can see, right after this stock split, it had a lot of volume. Okay. Had a lot of
Right.
volume
15
here.
million compared to a half a million.
Right. So I mean, it's more than the volume that came in after the stock split. So this is pretty significant.
That in itself right there is a strong token sign to put it on your watch list.
Yeah,
When you have that much volume come in today, if you had twice as much tomorrow, she's already taken her dip. And as you've pointed
it
out,
did.
she's got a strong resistance that she's hit before and laid on for a
Yeah.
while. I'd be
Hmm.
looking for that run to that point.
I kind of like this. I'm gonna
Of
mark
course,
this
she's
down
got the
and
cup and handle going for her.
yeah, we'll look at that again. Hopefully another time too.
All right, I am ready. It doesn't look like it, but I am. We are over here at CRCW. Can't remember who asked me for
I'm
this.
looking.
It was Jimmy Jean. I was smelling bacon, so it came to mind just like that. It's an old joke, but I'm going to stick with it because it works. This is CRCW, the crypto company. On the pink tier, she's got a transfer agent verified, no verified profile. She's cheap. She's down at 0028, call it 003. She had a strong day. She moved 67%, which was not much on the chart. 001 is what she moved. It wasn't a big move, but it equaled out to 67%. So, this is a crypto company in the business of Bitcoin mining, and they provide consultancy services. Keep that in mind, along with education, which is a big one here. I noticed that in the news. Education for distributed ledger technologies. So, let's take a look at our relative volume. It increased today by about 8 million, jumping from 11 million. Oh, I can't do that to you guys. Sorry. I got to remember that. 11 million to 19 million. Share structure, what do we got? 309 million outstanding. Insiders got 33 million. We get 276 million. Average float. Financials for the company, they're making money. It's been growing. At the end of 2022, they were at 619,000. Got to keep about $250,000. Quarterly, they're making steady revenues, not getting anywhere, but this last quarter they lost money. Well, in June. That probably isn't their last quarter. Balance sheet, they don't have much money. They got $17,000 cash and cash equivalents. Total assets of 1.3 million. Ouch. Total liabilities 5.5 million. Sorry, I keep poking them. So we are down 3.8 million on this company as well. Take a look at those disclosures. We've got a Form 4 here. Let's hope someone's buying something. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Oh, I posted the news on this one today. I sure did. There was an insider buy from the CEO, who is also the CFO and a director of the company. I always, when I see someone who has multiple positions in a company, I think, so you got two people in the whole company, right? And really, a lot of these small companies, that's what they got. Well, he just made a purchase of 31 million shares. Now, I haven't done the math, but multiply that out times 0016. That's what he paid for this. And he had, before that, he only had about a million shares. He only had a million shares and he just bought 31 million. If that means anything to you. And we've got your most recent 10Q. I think I jumped into that. I don't think there was much to be seen. 8K, I like 8Ks. Definitive agreement. The company is borrowing some money. Doesn't look like much, about $400,000, $500,000. Don't see anything else here. 8K, 10Q. No. News. Let's see if we have any deals, anything going on. The most recent piece of news comes from June, so we're 5 months back. Crypto companies Blockchain Training Alliance signs new engagement with prominent decentralized platform. Now, I did dive into this piece of news and I saw that this is a platform for them to use. This it? No. This is the other piece of news. They've got a platform. They have this education teaching people about crypto and about how to set up blockchain and all that stuff. Well, they've got a platform to put their education on so that people can use it. And then here on May 1st, they had a deal. The crypto company is pleased to announce it has acquired 100% of Blockchain Training Alliance. This is what they're pushing. They signed a new engagement with one of the top accounting firms in the world. And then the CEO says, I am not aware of any other company that has delivered blockchain education to more Fortune 100 companies and government agencies. The fact that so many major corporations either have or are looking to create blockchain initiatives shows how dynamic the blockchain industry is. Well, this makes me think they're doing a lot of business. Well, if you're doing a lot of business, shouldn't I see some stronger revenues over here? I think they should be doing more. So I really don't know what to think here. They sound like they've got something going on, but I would have to do some more due diligence to see. So what does our chart look like for CRCW, Taylor?
I am getting there. Just one
And I'm not touching.
second. Oh, well,
Oh,
so we got one of those again, but let's zoom in a little bit. I was going to see
zoom in a
how
lot of it.
well, I was going to see how high it was,
Ooh, we
like,
got to run.
yeah. So sort of recently, I don't know how far back it went, but we
That
were at
doesn't look
5
bad. Now,
we
what are
were
you
at
on,
like
a 1 year?
this is the daily chart and it
Uh-huh.
goes back to like right here is like May. So
Okay.
this is like from the summer on. So
All right. That's not looking bad then.
the lowest we had was probably around, I don't know, 0006. It's very hard to see. Oops, not there. Right there, about 0006. So we're at 0025. It went all the way up to 0037 today. That's pretty good. Okay, so it has been running today.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this looks promising, but see, when we're getting up to this,
Double
like
zero six to
triple
double.
zero six to 0037
Wow. That's
within
500.
this,
That's 600% run.
yeah, this is like within the last 2 weeks,
Ooh.
especially like the last day or so, like today, because we're on the
Really?
daily. So this is what happened today. Went from 0016 to 0037. So like
Is
this is,
uh is Bitcoin going up right now? Is it still running?
I think it's at 37,000 last time I saw, but I could be wrong. 38 maybe.
I mean, I don't see them. They say they mine Bitcoin, but they didn't mention anything that we saw about it.
It's
They
at
didn't mention
37.7 again. Um,
because a lot of
so
Bitcoin mining companies are running right now.
yeah.
That's
So
hot.
I kind of like this actually a lot. Let me look a
Yeah,
little
come on down on the
closer.
shorter time
That's what I'm
span.
doing here.
Oh,
Yeah, this looks nice. Ooh, look at that setup. This looks sweet. I really like this one. Okay, I found what I liked. This is so pretty. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Okay, so look at this pretty bull flag. I mean, it was just waiting to break out. It came up to this level around the 21 on the hourly chart, and it held this pretty much like you were saying about those dips that come down and then come back up, dip
Yep.
down, come back up. It is basically been holding this 21. This is the green line here, so if you can see that, I know this might be a little small.
Yeah, that
Blow
looks
it up.
like it was perfectly waiting to get a good
Yeah,
push off of the 50. Tested it once, got a jump, and oh my
yeah,
God.
this is pretty right here, and it just rocketed after this. So if we can
Wow.
maybe hold this level, like maybe from around, even if it does dip down here, if it can maintain this kind of maybe consolidate around, I don't know, above 0025, we can stay above there. That's just my like just what I'm looking at here. That's what I'm seeing because that's around VWAP. So if we can kind of hold that and flare out here, we might be able to break this, and that would be
So I
great
just did the
because
math. The only catalyst we got is that 31 million share insider buy by the CEO, CFO, director. That's one person. I just multiplied it out. It comes out to just over $45,000. That's it.
huh,
$45,000. It's not a huge, I mean, we see bigger investments, but
yeah.
there it is. The investors are happy to see him take his share
Yeah,
count from a million to 32 million.
it's almost like another bull
And
flag
what's he
here. I mean, it
know?
was primed to
That's
run,
a lot of
man.
shares. Maybe he
Perfect.
knows something. And, a lot of people like to buy right behind a big insider buy because he's looking to cash in. So maybe that's what this is all about. But how far is that going to run?
Yeah, but be careful because a lot of times people will buy and then you jump in, then that's when they sell and then leave you holding the bag. So just
Yeah,
watch
yeah, yeah,
out for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
The only thing we didn't have here is, the traditional pump and dump. We
Oh,
had the
yeah, yeah, for
insiders
sure.
buy a whole bunch of shares, a big piece of news comes out, runs
Right.
it, and then it's the insiders that sell and take all the profits, and it comes tumbling down, and we're held holding a bag. And then they say, oh, the deal isn't going to go through. Something went wrong. Sorry, guys. And they made all their money. Yes, that happens more often than not. But
Yeah.
I don't see any news except that he bought 31 million shares and he paid for them.
Well, it helped. I mean, because we've been trying to get up here. I mean, like if we had seen this, at the beginning of November, I would have said, don't love it. But it definitely got this volume right here is what did it. This was last week it started to run. So last week or 2 weeks ago actually, the 16th, it started to run on the 16th. And then we had this nice little consolidation and it just boom. I love this. This looks amazing. If we could just break this, that would be great. But I expect it to kind of go sideways a little bit and then break out again
Yeah,
if
well,
we maintain.
it,
But I like this. This is nice.
I
Very good
always
chart.
think of a
Very bullish
rocket
chart.
stock as hidden, running out of fuel and just falling back to earth.
It
And
it
come on,
absolutely could.
yeah. So it's not that it can't run more, it's just how much further and are you
Mhm.
prepared to get out? And folks, I know this sounds silly, but I tell people this all the time. You really should sell as it's climbing.
Yeah.
When it's climbing, you see it at, let's say it's at 80 cents. You say, God, I was at 40 cents. It's at 80, 100%. You don't have to sell everything. So let's sell 50%. You're putting in your order. By the time you hit your button, look, it's at 85 cents. It went up. You were ready to sell at 80 and it's at 85. Now switch it. The stock is falling. It's at 80 cents. Oh, I got to sell. I got to sell. You put in your order. Dang, it's down to 71 cents by the time you hit it.
Yeah.
Sell climbing. Get used to taking gains, not waiting for them to hit the top. You never know where the top is. So don't think you do. That's how we lose money. All
Yeah.
right. What time is it? We got time for one more. I'm going to do sits. Sits, I do believe, came in by Jimmy Jean, right? Southern ITS International. Every time I see this, now maybe there's a company out there that does. I keep thinking of alcohol. Southern Comfort, maybe that's it. I keep thinking of liquor. SITS, Southern ITS International, finished the day at 4.5 cents. Took a big drop, almost 25%. She's on the pink tier and she's got all those verified things we're looking for. So, in that sense, she looks good. Let's get some information here about the company. They tell us that they are a holdings company and they are diverse. They do a lot of different things: oil and gas, real estate, and other sectors. What was the relative volume around the company today? Well, that's a nice increase. She jumped from about a quarter million 5 times. She went up to 1.25 million. So she did 5 times her normal volume today. Share structure, 104 million outstanding, and it's about an even split. Insiders got about half of them, and we got the other half of about 54 million in our float, if these numbers are correct. Financials for the company. They just started making money at the end of last year, 91,000. They got to keep over half of that, 58,000. Quarterly, well, they're making money every quarter. Not a lot, but they're making money. They were making a profit. Now they're not. I don't know why. Balance sheet, little money in the bank, just under $500,000. That's about all they got for assets, $500,000. And they've got 5.7 million in liabilities. And there's obviously some more here that needs to be added in because we're up to 7.7 million deficit that the shareholders are holding on this. So let's see. There was a lot of news with this company. First thing I noticed here is they've made a lot of deals, but going back to their last quarterly report, they say their revenues increased by 344% year over year. So that's not to be overlooked. In August, the company entered into a letter of intent to form a new partnership with Getcha Brand. Also in August, they agreed to acquire Kinsey LC. Now, I don't know a whole lot about these companies. We don't have time to jump into each one of these. Company also entered into a deal with Ingenious Rosters. They did that in September. And then here in November, their subsidiary Pure Oil Gas reports oil production numbers and announces a new 4-well drilling project. Now, I got a couple pieces of news here open just so we have some idea what's going on. Southern ITS announces a recent partnership with an operating agreement with Ingenious Rosters in Arizona, a significant milestone in both companies' pursuit of innovation and growth in the beverage industry. I haven't gone through here to read what's all going on here, but they're working with beverages. This one came out on the 14th. The company announces significant achievement for its subsidiary, Pure Oil Gas, as it begins sales of oil produced by one of its wells in Texas. Production in October yielded 3 loads of oil, which was 510 barrels, which has been collected and sold to BML. This success sets the stage for Pure Oil Gas' next venture, a 4-well drilling project in Texas. This first new well is scheduled to begin drilling in the first week of December. That's just around the corner, with production anticipated to commence within 4 weeks of the start of drilling operations. Funding for this project has already been secured. And the last one here, this was about Kinsey. Kinsey was established in 2013. It's a family-owned and operated business. Kinsey is an e-commerce jewelry enterprise that has demonstrated exceptional growth in the online retail sphere, with a track record of surpassing $28 million since its sales, since conception. So you're talking about the last 10 years, they've done $28 million worth of business. So they're in beverages, they're in oil and gas, they're in jewelry. I don't know what else they're in. So they're a holdings company. They got a lot of things going on. We got any disclosures over here? Of course we got them, but are they current? You got a 10K here. That is an annual report. You actually get more information in an annual report than a Q, which is your quarterly report. And that's really all we're getting over here. So we've got nothing over here to consider. Let me see. 10Ks, quarterly reports. Why do they put them in both places? I don't normally see them in both places, but we do have them here. So they got lots of information here, but I wasn't able to see why would this fall. Now, we've had no information here for 2 weeks. We've got nothing here. Maybe an article came out. Oil and gas, that could be a big thing. You know, oil and gas is down right now. I'm sure it's going to come back with a surge. I mean, a strong surge. Everybody's concentrating on everything else right now, but oil and gas is going to come back, and they've got their fingers into it. But for some reason, she fell 25% today, and you don't fall 25% for no reason. And I didn't find it. So some more due diligence is necessary here, folks. That's all I can say. So let's take a look at that chart.
Okay, this is kind of a weird. Oops,
Oh,
sorry,
that looks
wrong
good.
tab. Wrong tab, wrong tab. Sorry, that was the last one. Okay, so this is dating back. This is the daily chart. We're going back to like the end of April. So we're just kind of bebopping along here, and this is what happened today. So the good news is it did come back up. So this was just it opened here, closed here, but we did see 0.034, give or take. Now we're at around 5 cents, 0.052 ish. I don't know. Um, e, this is really ugly. Do not like, but it did come back up, so that's giving me a little hope. But it was staying above the 200 on the daily chart really, really, really nicely. Man, if this, mm,
Where did it close? Where is it
it
on that
closed
chart?
here, it closed right here at 0.0517. I'm assuming it's closed. It's not moving anymore, so yeah. Um,
Oh,
it,
what? Look, no, no. Yeah, come back. We
that was the one
go to,
hour.
yeah, see that little bar smack dab in the middle, pop back up. That
Hmm.
to me is a token sign. If it was any lower than the halfway point, if it was, down further, I wouldn't like it. But being right in the middle, equal to the other bar on the other side, it's a token sign. I'm not saying it's a big sign, but she could pop right back up over that
Could
200.
it
But
could for
that's a
sure,
deep
yeah.
fall. That's a deep fall.
It was, and but it's given me a little hope because it did not close down here. Okay, it might have seen this, but it closed up here, so we're still up here. Like, yeah, there's a big like tail on this, but that's okay. I mean, this is a scarier red bar right here, and look what happened that day. Bounced right off of the 200 and then continued. And that was a daily candle. That is an ugly daily
Yeah,
candle.
that
My
that is.
gosh. We
That is.
open at 7 cents and close at lower than 5 cents. It doesn't sound like a lot. Oh, I lost 2 cents. But when you're holding a big bag, that is going to be a lot. That's a big chunk,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, yeah,
scary.
yeah. When you're working with pennies, oh, I got it at 4 cents. I got it cheap. I'm gonna make millions. It falls to 3 cents. You just lost 25%. Just
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
It just seems like, yeah, it's just a few cents. Well, it can make a huge difference when, you've got hundreds, thousands of shares or whatever. Yeah, so, that was probably really scary, and I bet what happened here possibly is maybe this hit some stop losses. That could have been it, and that could have, like, contributed to this, and then it might have hit some, purchase orders where someone's got like a limit order open, perhaps. Maybe that's why it came back up. I don't know. We can kinda look and see when this was going on. So it looks like it was just going on all day long because here this is about 1:30 p.m. my time, so that's like 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's just falling all day until 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and then it started to come back up. So that, I mean, these look nice,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
at what
Yeah, yeah.
cost? I
That's what
mean,
you look for. Confirmation. 3 green bars bouncing. And you
hmm,
broke through an SMA. You've gotten back on top of the nine. Looks like you're breaking the 20. That's all
right,
looks like
but
green
we
lights,
Right, but we got a rejection off of VWAP here. But another thing is that was kind of late in the day, so it didn't really have the time to recover. But this big green volume bar is good news. So seeing that in this perspective, now that we know what's really going on, like what was going on throughout the day, yeah, I am
right?
on that. This doesn't seem as scary. I know that it looks bad, and I said, "Oh my God, this is terrible," but this gives it a little more perspective, like what actually went on. Okay, like it just basically fell and then bounced. Okay, maybe maybe we come back up here. It looks like it's trying to, especially with this big chunk of volume coming in at the last minute. Um, so considering where it had been, and you said there wasn't any significant news bringing this on,
No,
um,
no.
then that would have been a really good buy point. Like I said, I think maybe some people
Still
maybe
is.
had like a limit order
Still is a good
open
buy point.
or stop losses. Maybe that's what contributed. Who
And
knows?
actually, I wouldn't have bought at the floor anyways. I would
I
be
wouldn't have
looking
either.
for
No, no, I wouldn't have
right
either. I would have
now is when I'd be thinking,
same,
well, he is doing
same.
what he's supposed
Mhm.
to.
Yeah, we have some confirmation now. So
Right now is when I would be thinking about it. If I was going to buy in, now would
yeah,
be it. If it climbs anymore, well, you're losing all that recovery. So, but
that
that's
is
me. Everybody
crazy.
trades in their own way, but you need to have a plan, folks. And when I say a
Mhm.
plan, I mean from beginning to end. This is why most people lose money. They get in, but they don't have a plan to get out. Oh, I
Right.
do. I'm going to make as much as I can. I'm going to get out as soon as it hits the ceiling. No, pick a support, pick a resistance. Know that once it hits this, it's going to bounce down. Well, you could
Mm.
be fighting for hours then. Just take that gain. Be happy with it. If she falls, you're going to get back in cheaper. If she continues, be happy you got a gain and play the next stock. That's what day traders do, folks. We don't latch onto these things until they pull us down to the ocean. Wow, that's a big bar.
Yep. I
It
know, right?
connects to the volume. It looks really bad.
I know. That was scary, but then when you go to the 4 hour or the 15-minute, it gives you a little
Oh, that
more.
looks really good.
I know. It's all about your perspective. That's why I kind of like to see it on a higher time frame, just so I can get a picture of what happened, like, the last several days, or you know, just what happened. I
Just
see
to see
this.
if
I
it's
want to know
changing
what happened.
trend.
Huh?
Just to see if it's changing
Right.
trend. I
Right.
mean,
Exactly.
it's
Maybe
been
maybe
falling for
find
2
some.
years and coming up. It's like
Uh huh.
now's the time to look at it.
Right, and maybe find some support resistances, and just, I don't know. It for me, it just gives me a bigger picture, and just so I can, it gives me a better idea of what's been happening, what could happen, where's, our low point, where's our consolidation points, where all these things. You could just kind of, just gives you a better picture overall.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad to see I have more comments here than I could get to. Wow. Look at all your
Mhm.
comments, folks. We go through these as soon as the show is over. Me and Taylor go through all of these, and it's surprising what we miss sometimes. And we talk about them. Brian, I'm glad you came. IDGC, we're obviously not going to get to. JZZI, I know you wanted me to look at it, Belmore. We've only got so much time. God. Awin, Michael Anthony. You got a lot of comments here, Michael. Glad to see that. He does.
Yeah, I
PED.
know.
That we have no problem with that.
No, no,
Chat
no problem
away.
at all.
Share your information about other stocks. I may not talk about them, but all of our viewers are reading these comments. So share
Yeah,
what
ask
you got,
questions,
folks.
have a conversation. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. JZZ closed their deal yesterday. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
Folks, drop those headlines in there. If you've got a piece of news, drop it in there. If I can't get to it, at least you're sharing it with people here who trade penny stocks. So make use of the platform. It's free. Put your message out there. No spamming. No spamming. We don't want to talk about game. I mean, I do, just not on this show. Catch me on my private time. We'll talk about game. All right, folks, we run over here, but we really don't have a time limit. We can go as long as we want. We should do a 24-hour marathon someday.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. But then, of course, we are bringing in all the consumables, all of my vices, whatever it is I do, you will see done because, and we're going to have, potty breaks. We'll have little commercials or something that you can watch. All right, folks, thanks for showing up. We appreciate your time. Hopefully, you appreciate ours and I give you something worth knowing. Hopefully, Taylor's giving you some information that's good to know. Charting, you can learn something from every single person. We all look for different things in charts. That's why I like watching other people chart. Thank you, folks. Next week, same time, same place, hopefully the same co host, and definitely the same beard. Bye bye.
Bye.